book, and we agreed that whoever survived the other would read this poem at his funeral. I'm genuinely sad and heartbroken to be the one reading this poem today. It's called My Funeral. Forgive me for the words. I hope I can trust you, friends, not to use our relationship as an excuse for an unsolicited ego trip. I have seen enough of them at funerals, and they make me cross. At this one, though deceased, I am to be the boss. If you're asked to talk about me for 5 minutes, please do not go on for 8. There is a strict timetable at the crematorium, and nobody wants to be late. If invited to read a poem, just read the bloody poem. If requested to sing a song, just sing it as suggested, and don't say anything. Though I will not be there, glancing pointedly at my watch and fixing the speaker with a malevolent stare, remember that this is how I always reacted when I felt that somebody's speech, sermon, or poetry reading was becoming too protracted. Yes, I was impatient and intolerant and not always polite. And if there aren't many people at my funeral, it will serve me right. I'm sure that's not what happened. As always, between Bob and I will ignore his instructions of just read the bloody poem and say a few more words. He will probably be upset, but he would do the same to me. Much has already been said about Bob, and much more will be said here today. I have, even with his encouragement, started writing my book about my life and Safaricom, and have so far written only one chapter. I called it chapter 33, and I called it Bob. One day you may read it. But what I would like to say here today in the presence of all of you is that Bob was the bravest man I ever met. He faced the indignities of months of injections, blood transfusions, chemotherapy, constant tests and examinations, pain, and in the end, death, with an enormous sense of humor and resilience. I'm sure many of you knew that about him. He was so considerate and concerned about his family, his team, and even his doctors. He did not want anyone to worry about him. He wanted to worry about everybody else. Over the last 15 years, I went from being amused by this white man in a black body, pretending to be a very serious corporate person, to really becoming a serious corporate leader, to the only man whom I loved. And desperately wanted to live forever. Excuse me. But somehow, God had other plans. Farewell, my friend, and God rest your soul. Thank you. Thank you.